Hello. Oi. Yeah, well, that was dumb. um, yeah, I forgot. I totally forgot to stream like the first 10 minutes of this game. So, first 10, 15 minutes. I don't even honestly remember exactly how long it's been. But we are in playing Anno 1800. There are a couple of mods, but it's just skins, I will say. It's just skins. The only mods that we have are a cargo ship skin for the Steam cargo ship and a reskin of the Great Eastern that's in the game. So those are the two reskins that we have for this. The only other one that I can think... No, I think those are it. It's that one. We'll see. So, because we don't even have a shipyard yet. Because I started with no ship, so we don't even have a ship right now. We gotta build our first ship, which is gonna be fun. But yeah, we're playing in Studenberg, the quaint village of Studenberg, as... Uh-oh. Why my frames? Seems okay. Oh, we are dropping a little bit of frames. Well, we're not dropping frames, it's just it's getting stuttery. Lovely. So, anyway, yeah, we are kind of negative for Studenberg right now. We have a worker shortage. We have a farmer workforce. Oh.
No space left here.
Oh, do we have 75? We have 75 tons of fish on the island. So we're going to set that to sell when we're above 50 for right now, and a minimum stock of 45. So we're going to keep a razor-thin margin of fish. The only reason we're going to keep a razor-thin margin of fish is because if we keep the razor-thin margin, then we should have enough fish, and that should be should also make us a little bit of money. So we're going to sell our fish when we're above 50, but the problem is we haven't discovered anybody. All around our island there is fog. My frames went to the Stone Age. My frames went back in time there. So, the main problem that we're looking at right now is we have, at this warehouse, we have too many transporters because there's one warehouse which is working for 2 pig farms, 2 framework knitters, 2 sheep farms, 2 potato farms, and 2 schnapps distilleries. The potatoes, these each produce 2 tons of potatoes per minute. These each consume 2 tons of potatoes per minute. So these ones should not be interacting with this warehouse. However, I know there's a workforce shortage. We should probably slow down so I can explain. These each produce 2 tons of schnapps per minute, so we can go into here, and you can see, yeah, so our consumption right now is only 2 tons of schnapps per minute. We're producing 4 tons of schnapps per minute because we have 2 schnapps distilleries. Oh, my face cam is going to be blocking my money. Well, you don't need to see that I'm negative anyway. No, because right now, I feel like this game would be better streamed without a face cam, and that would probably actually help my frame rate. So let me just go ahead and fix that real quick. So unfortunately, you won't get to see my beautiful face. You will get to hear my beautiful voice. But hopefully that should fix the frame issues, and you guys will be able to see what's going on. So yeah, oh, that's not it. There we go. That's my Steam page. Okay, that's not. Alright, that's cool. That's not what I want, but... Oops. Hold on. Oh, nope. Nope. Okay. There we go. Now this one. And that... There we go. Alright, beautiful. Beautiful. Now, now you can see my lovely economy. We have 50. Okay, we have 58,000 coins. We are negative 86, but that's because we are having a bit of a worker shortage. That's not a big deal. But yes, we are playing as Jon Vandermeer. Yes, this lovely man, Jon Vandermeer, with the twin pistols and the green flag. So these are my achievements that I have. I do play this game in my free time. I just figured I would stream it today because, you know, why not? But yes, so now we can... The main thing right now that we are bottlenecked on is workers, because the workers, in order to be happy, they need sausages. And in order to get sausages, they need slaughterhouse. They need a... So each of these is perfectly calculated. You'll notice there is 2 of everything over here. That's because each thing produces either 2 or 1 ton per minute. So like these pig farms produce 1 ton of pigs per minute. These slaughterhouses will consume 1 ton of pigs per minute. So with 2 pig farms, you need 2 slaughterhouses to make sure you don't have an excess of pigs and a shortage, of sausages. However, we need bricks to build these slaughterhouses, and in order to do that, we have to come over here to our clay deposit, and this clay deposit will produce 2 tons of clay per minute. Now, uh-oh, frames are still dropping. Clay deposit will produce 2 tons of clay per minute, and these brick factories will only consume 1 ton of clay per minute and produce 1 ton of bricks per minute. So that's why we have 2 of them. We don't have we have what we need to build this, but we have a shortage in our workforce. So with the shortage in the workforce, we're going to go ahead and build these 2 farmer residences, and then we're going to upgrade these 2, and then, yeah, we'll upgrade these 2 as well to workers, and now we have a surplus, but we are going to need another surplus of 25, so we're going to upgrade these as well, and 2 more for good measure. Now you'll notice that farmers only need a market, which is this right here, work clothes, which is produced at the framework knitters from the sheep farm, and fish, which is produced by our lovely fishing pier over here. And yes, this fishing pier is custom built. Each one of these produces 2 tons of fish per minute when their output storage isn't full. Like I said, we have 75 tons of fish and nowhere to put them. We need to unlock a depot, which is this right here, which for that we need 150 workers. A depot will increase our island storage by 50 tons. So, and a depot is a harbor building. It'll go in the partly on the ocean here as like a pier. So yeah, so now that we have the workforce, we can start producing. We can bring the second brick factory online, and then that should help us bring our sausages online. And then, yeah, you know what? Let's upgrade 1 more. 1 more. And then once we bring our sausages online, you can see that a worker residence can accommodate 28 population, but they are only accommodating 10. That's because farmer residences can only accommodate 13, but they only need 10 to upgrade. So when you upgrade, it stays 10, but they just go from farmers to workers. So that is lovely. And some other stuff that we have is, if you go into the happiness tab for these, for farmers, they are euphoric right now because they have a 100% supply of schnapps and a 100% supply of a pub. And this is the pub here, and you can see its reach on the roads. Right now we only have dirt roads. We do have brick roads available, but we do not have the supply of bricks to be able to construct them. The only road that is technically brick right now is this pier road, which runs from our small trading post, which is our harbor, to these fisheries. So, and then this one that runs out into the water as this little like weir for the fisheries to sit on. But so this whole grouping here should be producing me 10 tons of fish. And if we go into this, we can see, yes, the capacity is there to produce 10 tons of fish, but we're only consuming 2 tons of fish. which is why we have an island surplus. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause a couple of these, and that way we only have 4 tons of fish being produced. That'll keep us at 70. Oh, look, we have 74 tons now. But we have a surplus, and as you can see, our surplus of schnapps and work clothes is growing, and our surplus of pigs is growing. That's because we don't have any slaughterhouses on the island. But we should be able to get our first slaughterhouse online here in a little bit if I increase the speed, because we should get the 5 tons of bricks necessary. And as you can see, we do have a small shortage of workers again because of a fire. I did not even realize they did not give me mobilize the 2 additional fire brigades. So right now we have 3 worker residences on fire, and that is why we have a shortage. But one of them just got put out. Where is this guy going? Sir, there are 2 buildings still on fire. I guess he's like, right then, well, I'm done. That's it. I'll put my building out. The other 2 ones, they're coming. So, yeah, so, the more you can prevent fires is... there's not really a way to prevent fires, but you can see that, yes, the fire brigade is in action. And they're putting out these fires in these worker residences. And the main reason that it's located over here and not located more centrally to the town is because, well, it does reach most buildings in the town except for down this main road. So we're probably going to need a firehouse down here at some point. But yeah, now that the fire is out, you can see the chance for a fire is moderate. Which means that there is a there's a decent chance that fire can happen. So the reason that it's here, though, and not located more centrally next to the market or in, like, the middle of town, is because schnapps distilleries tend to explode. So I would rather have the fire department in quick, ready access to exploding buildings, which is why when we build our iron productions and our weapons factories later on down the line, we will have fire departments basically right next door or right across the street. Because any explosion of those buildings... And look, we can bring our first slaughterhouse online. Bingo. Now, slaughterhouse does take workers, and it takes 50, which will put us immediately into another worker deficit. But that's alright, because all of our farmers are absolutely insanely happy. So, because that they're insanely happy, they have no problem upgrading to farmers. Look at that. We got working conditions is not... The working conditions aren't bad, but they're not good. So, the working conditions are all right enough to make them not mad, to not make them mad. So, that's perfect. And then they have island peace. They've got luxury goods. They've got the good news, and they've got not a lot of pollution. So these guys are absolutely ecstatic to upgrade to workers. And as long as they're happy to do that, I will be happy to oblige them. And look at that. We reached a new milestone, which is Port Town. Now, one of the things about this game is how beautiful your town is. And if you just build smoke-spewing monstrosities of industries... Okay. Hold on. It's alright, guys. They didn't get my car's extended warranty. Okay. So now we have a surplus of workers, but it's going to go immediately down the drain when we build this second slaughterhouse. I'm trying to keep it above our consumption. So if we go in here and we look at the stats of it, we are not even consuming 1 ton of sausages on the island of Studenberg. We are producing 1 ton. And you can see this lovely graph. The pigs are skyrocket. But our sausage production is outpacing consumption. And that's always what you want, is your production to outpace or be on par with consumption. And we are going to need some more farmers. Or not farmers, workers. So now we can upgrade a bunch of buildings at once. Perfect. Now, as you can see, our town has got to grow because we are going to need, now that we've unlocked the church, which is a luxury need, is we're going to put the church right here. We don't have the 25 tons of bricks to build it yet, so that's fine. The problem with building luxury things like the church and the pub, all this does is provides a happiness boost, and it costs me maintenance. So the only thing with these buildings, like a marketplace, is necessary to make sure that that you can upgrade them. So there's a difference between their needs tab and their happiness tab. The needs is what you need to upgrade them to the next cost. If they have all of these and that's it, they will be content to upgrade. If they have their luxury needs, they'll be pretty happy. Then there's lifestyle needs, and lifestyle needs, these are
So I says, keep your feet in health or you can't work, and your 6 little mouths will go hungry.
okay. Whatever she said. But the lifestyle needs provide money. So if I had an excess of flour on the island, I can go ahead and allow farmers to use flour, and that will provide me an extra 1 coin per farmer residence. And same thing with sugar, but we don't have artisans unlocked, and same thing with soap, but we don't have soap unlocked yet. And if I go into workers, it's similar. So they are happy because their needs are mostly fulfilled. They don't have their need for bread, which we're going to need to work on that. And they don't have their church. And their church is here, which is not built yet. So again, I'm going to use this little corner as sort of my agricultural area. And the thing is about this, so wheat farm. So we're going to put 2 wheat farms in because they each produce 1 ton per minute. And the flour mill consumes 2 tons per minute. So we are going to need 2 wheat farms in order to keep up with that. Now, the problem with wheat farms is so what I've got to do here is I've got to somehow sneak this in like that, and then fill in this area back here. And then I can work on filling out next to the cliff. Boom.
You know fields?
Yeah, I'm working on getting you fields. So the main issue with islands like this is the accessibility of them. So, like that right there, boom. And now, these are 2 grain farms. They will act as 2 independent grain farms, but it is 1 big sea of grain, which is always nice. So with that, we can go ahead and build the flour mill. And then we can build the, what is the bakery? The bakery consumes 1 ton per minute, and this produces 2 tons per minute. So we will actually have a surplus of that. The farmers would like some flour to improve their recipes. As your city grows, your residents will develop lifestyle needs. These are entirely optional, but filling them unlocks unique bonuses. Select a residence to find out more. Yeah, we just went over that, dude. So, awesome. Now, one of the main things here is, look at this warehouse. It's absolutely inundated. It only has 2 loading docks, but there are 5 transporters trying to load. That's because this is just a bustling area. So what this area is going to need is, it is going to need another warehouse. And we're going to go ahead and put that right there on the corner, and this will hopefully take some of the strain off of this warehouse because of the reach of some of these buildings. But they will always try to choose the closest one, so this bakery will most likely always store in this warehouse, whereas these pig farms and these slaughterhouses will almost always filter into that, except for this one who's filtering into the harbor. I wonder why that is. Okay. So also now we have a shortage of farmers, not workers. So we're going to need to build some more farmer residences. Farmer residences are the most basic residence in the game, and they're the ones that you construct when you want to build all the other residences, because in order to get a workers' residence, I accidentally built a road I didn't mean to build. But in order to get a workers' residence, you need to upgrade them from a farmer's residence. So, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to tuck as many farmers in here as I possibly can. Perfect. And we're going to put another road right there. Brilliant. So, now we have a just about stable supply of farmers. Supply? They're not a commodity. They're a population. But now, as you can see, if we go in here into our statistics on flour, we're producing 2 tons, and we are consuming 1 ton. So, if I go in here, and also now you can see that the farmers are out of fish. So if we go to the fisheries, and we look, their consumption is actually outpacing what we have currently being produced, but we do have the capacity to produce more. We can produce 4 tons with the 2 that are online, and we're only consuming 3, so I'm not particularly concerned about this, and especially considering the stockpile of 73 tons of fish that we have on the island. So, and whenever you first build them, their needs will not be met, but as you can see, yeah, their needs are getting met here. And I actually wonder, if I look at the framework knitters, yeah, we're outpacing our consumption of work clothes as well. Perfect. So now what we can get into is we've got our bread. We now have just unlocked soap, and unfortunately soap will need more pig farms. So, but it is a 1 pig farm to 1 rendering work to 2 soap factories if you want to keep the production chain sufficient. Or if you want to keep the production chain at the same number, you will do 2 pig farms, or you'll do 1 pig farm, 1 rendering works, 2 soap factories. So I'll probably end up going with 224, just to make sure that we absolutely have that right now. But as you can see, yes, we have unlocked our depot, which increases our storage on the island by 50 tons. We don't need that yet, and we have unlocked our sailing shipyard. And our sailing shipyard is a port building that we can build here, or somewhere on our coast. I'll probably build it like tucked away over here, just so that it doesn't eat into the main harbor area. If I build it tucked away over here, I will have to build a bigger quay, so that's fine. But the sailing shipyard will allow us to produce ships, which will allow us to explore this pesky fog of war. So, and we got a resident quest. Awesome. What is the resident quest? No. Provide this. What do you need 6 tons of bricks for, bro? He's gonna. So, if we look, he's gonna give us a hidden reward. Now, these rewards are most likely items. So, it depends on what item, but most items can be sold, or they can be put to work in either a harbor master's office, a trade union, or buildings like that. And these items will increase the efficiency of buildings around them. So yeah, we'll go ahead and give you the 6 tons. And he's given me a welder, which is equipped in the trade union, which affects the weapons okay. That'll be stored here. This welder affects weapons factories, heavy weapon factory, and all arms producing manufactories, or multi-factories, with a maintenance cost of minus 30%. That's pretty good, but as you can see down there, they have a hiring fee and a selling price. So if I were to go to one of the traders and say buy this welder, it would cost me 8,000. If I take this and sell it, it will get me 2,000. But if I equip it in a trade union, it will reduce my maintenance cost on all my arms manufactories that are within range of that trade union. So I think right now we're going to hold on to that. But yes, as you can see, we can build our depot, and like I said, it's just storage. And I think we are going to build one depot, and we're going to put it over here. And these have two skins. They have this skin, which is just like open air stuff, and for right now I like this, but when we start moving into steam production and stuff, I like this skin more because it's like warehouses on the pier. We're gonna stick with that for right now, and that will increase our storage capacity by 50 tons. And as you can see now, look at that, we can now have unlimited, so we can set that to nothing, and we are about halfway full on fish now. That is absolutely gorgeous. We are going to need some more bricks to bring that online. And we have unlocked the weapons manufactories, which we don't actually need right now. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scooch this warehouse over one so that I can put a road in there like so. And then with that road, what I can do is I'm going to put 2 more pig farms. And pig farms... Yeah. And we're going to put our 5 fields just like so. And then this one, this is going to be a bit tricky to fit our five fields in. We can fit in 2 right there. 1, 1, 1. Beautiful. So we can get all of these look at this absolutely massive pigsty. There's 2 massive pigsties. But then we're going to need rendering works. And for that, we're going to go ahead and put those 2 right there. Now, these do need bricks, and they do need steel beams. And that is the only hiccup on that, but as you can see, our workers, they're fine right now. They do need soap. That is affecting their happiness, and it's affecting their population. So right now, their population is only about 3/4 of what it would need to be upgraded. That's because they're missing their soap, and for their happiness, they're missing their church. And for their lifestyle needs, they want rum, beef, and penny farthings. You are not going to get penny farthings anytime soon, buddy. So just relax.
Stinking manure or stinking grease makes no odds, as long as you're paid.
What? Okay. So yeah, I think what we can do now is if we go in and we look at our production, we are outpacing that. We have not gone and done what I wanted to earlier, which is turn on this one. So if we look at this now, it's actually outproducing us. So that is a little bit of a problem. Oh, that's not what I want. I want to build a road, not a marketplace. That is a slight issue, but it's nothing we can't solve by constructing another grain farm. So what I'm going to do is build this right here, and then I'm going to fill in this cliffside. Perfect. Oh, that's not. Fill in the cliffside there. Alright, so now we have another one, and I'm going to build even another one here. And bring that all the way down, just like that. And now with that, we're going to produce one more flour mill. And then that flour mill will also need a bakery to go along with it. But right now, this flour mill is only producing flour for our lifestyle needs of our farmers. And if we go into this now, yeah, there we go. We are comfortably able to outproduce our need for flour. Lovely. So we are a quaint port town. If we look at the attractiveness, the vulgarity is giving us -22 because of pig farm and slaughterhouse. That is to be expected because pigs are... I hesitate to say that pigs are dirty animals because pigs are... you know what? I'm not going to go into the whole pig thing. But unsightly or those that are smelly or noisy. Pigs do have pigs that are raised for meat do have a certain smell to them. Cultural collections. So we have one ornament, which is a well. Nature. We got all the countryside. We don't have any festivities. We don't have any instability. We don't have any pollutions. So lovely. And these little things like right here, this whole little grove and well behind the pub, that's all beautification. And there's a couple apple trees here by the farmhouse. And in all these like little spaces and stuff, it's absolutely fine if you can fill those in with a bit of beautification. Deciduous trees. Okay. So for parks, I think we can go ahead and put some mature shrubbery in there. Yeah. There we go. And that'll act as like, it's only a visual, but it looks like it acts as a little bit of a buffer between the homes and the pigs. Except for these guys who live right on the fence. Lovely. So, in order to get steel beams online, we need an iron mine. And if we go and look, we don't have any iron along this ridge. Where's our iron deposits? There's a clay deposit up here. Oh, they're way, way in the back. Oh my goodness. But that does in fact help us, because what that does is it allows me to keep my industry a ways away from okay, we're gonna keep the zinc deposit available right there. And then what we're gonna build is a charcoal kiln right there. And then we're going to put down the blueprint. You know what? Right over here. It's gonna be perfect. We will put down the blueprint for 2. Because as you can see, this produces 4 tons of iron ore per minute. This produces 2 tons of coal per minute. This produces 2 tons of steel per minute. So we will be getting more iron ore than we are producing steel. But that's why we built 2, so that we can consume this. And we're actually going to need to build a second charcoal kiln as well, nearby. It has to be nearby, unfortunately, which means it will eat into the effectiveness because of where it's going to be located. So if we go ahead and pop a charcoal kiln right there, that's actually perfect. Put it right at the end of the street. And then we don't have the bricks to build it, but we will soon. And yeah, there we go. We've got our blueprints in, and we can go ahead and get the blueprint for the steelworks in as well. So this will be producing 1.25 tons per minute. So it produces 1 ton every 45 seconds, and so after a minute and a half, there's 2 tons, and so on and so forth.
Stand to attention.
So all this stuff is ready. We just need the bricks and the workers. So what I'm going to do is... Oh man, the frames really did not like that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to... That's going to eat into this logging camp. So I'm going to expand this way. Oops. Now these farmers will complain about not having a road at first. But it is pretty simple. We're just going to put in a dirt road. That's not at all what I was anticipating. But there we go. Now we have that. That should help us increase our farmer population, which will give us a pool to work on to grow our worker population. We're going to upgrade these 3 houses, and then I think I'm going to finish off upgrading this block of houses. Now you can see that their consumption of sausages is growing, but it's still not outproducing what we're, or it's still not outpacing what we produce, which is lovely. So this is absolute beauty going in right now. We still do not have the 25 tons of bricks for the church. And I think this is 100 tons of work. I think we can go ahead and boost it and be fine. So we can boost this by, I could just type, by 25% and only lose 2 happiness among workers. And then we can boost these both. Now that means that this one will be producing 1 ton every 24 seconds. So if I boost both of these to 25%, and we're only got a 5% penalty, which is lovely. This is now processing 1 brick every 48 seconds. So this is going to be producing 2 tons every 48 seconds. And this is going to be consuming, these are going to be consuming 2 tons every 48 seconds, which is lovely. So that should help get our brick population, our brick supply going. And we don't have a police station yet. We need 500 workers for that. The problem with boosting, productivity like this is obviously it creates a happiness debuff. And with enough happiness debuffs, you will get a higher riot chance. And with the riot chance, you want a police station nearby just so you could put down any riots that might come out of that. So I think we have enough bricks to build this charcoal kiln and get that online. And then I think we can even get our first furnace. Yes, we can. So now we will be producing iron. But now, boom, look at that worker shortage. So we have to come back into town. And we're going to see if anyone here, lovely, we can upgrade this entire block. Then I think we can also, no we can't. Oh, what's going on here? I'm going to upgrade all of these. Alright. Oh, it's because we don't have the timber. That makes sense. So, perfect. Oh, it kind of graphically fades out. That's awesome. So here we still need the 25 tons of bricks. But I think that we'll be okay for now. If we boost the speed, we should be able to get that. There's another iron deposit that's actually way closer. I just realized that. And I built my whole iron industry around this deposit. That's awesome. Cool. I'm not going to move it, obviously, so... Because that would seem... That seems like a waste now. So now these, all they need is, we have the bricks to start constructing them. We do not have the steel beams. And once we get these rendering works online, we can then go into a soap factory, which also needs steel beams. And we're actually going to need 4 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get those laid out now. Should be like right here. Should be perfect. There we go. So we have those laid out now. Oh, and that lines up perfectly. Look at that. Didn't even have to try to line that road up. That's awesome. So, now that we've got these ready, this is going to take us a whopping 16. I almost couldn't do the math. This is going to take 16 steel beams, and this is going to take 8 steel beams. So right now we need 24 steel beams to make our workers happy with soap, because they're happy with everything else except for also their church, which we are going to need another 25 tons of bricks. But I think now what we can do is we can go for a sailmakers, and a sailmakers is going to require a couple more sheep farms, because right here we have 2 sheep farms and 2 framework knitters. That is providing our need for work clothes. And if we look, I just want to make sure that we are staying constant. Oh, our consumption is actually slightly outpacing our production. So we're going to fix that over here because we're building a couple more sheep farms. So sheep farms produce 1 ton of wool every 30 seconds. And we're going to try and get a sail makers, which consume 1 ton every 30 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to construct 2 of these. And I'm going to put in... Yeah. I'm going to put in these ones just like so. Perfect. Now we have these 2. I'm going to put a sailmakers right there. So that will consume the production of 1 of these farms. And then I'm going to put a framework knitters right there. And that will consume the production of the other farm. And now if we go into our consumption, there we go. We are producing 6 tons of work clothes now instead of the 4 tons, which is just barely... So this game rounds to the nearest ton. So even though the consumption is probably like... is not necessarily 8,000 pounds, it might be 8,200 pounds, it's going to round to 4 tons. And my production might not be exactly 4 tons. It might be 7,800 or 8,000 pounds exactly. So if they're consuming just a little bit more, it's a slight issue that will present itself over time if you don't have a stockpile. But we have a huge stockpile of fish. We have a dwindling supply of timber for whatever reason. And we have everything else is stable. Our pigs and our sausage are increasing. Our wheat, our bread and our flour are increasing as well, which is lovely. Our coal and our iron are increasing. Our steel is stable. Yeah, so perfect Studenberg. But the main reason that I wanted to get a sailmakers online is because we can start producing sails, which we can then... We don't need to use the sails to build this, but we can use the sails to build ships. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that placed and ready so we can start bringing the fleet online as soon as possible. And there we go. That's connected. And then we can put any other buildings that we need along there. What other buildings can we get here? We can get a harbor master's office, which can go right there. We can get a quay, which just provides buildable harbor area. We can get mounted guns, which can actually provide us defense, and we can put more depots. But we don't need any depots. A harbor master's office wouldn't be bad, but we don't need it right now. But I think it would look good there. So what I'm going to do is, because we don't need it right now, I'm going to put it there and I'm going to blueprint it. And the blueprint means that it's just going to be, this is where we're going to build it. Even though we have the materials, I'm not going to build it yet because we don't need it. And those bricks can be better used elsewhere. And then I'm also going to do that as well, just to make sure that this fire station can reach there. Perfect. Now we've got sales coming in. So let's go ahead and take a look at our sales. Yeah, look. We've got 4 tons of sales in, and I believe it's 10 tons of sales and 10 tons of timber to build a schooner. And a schooner, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of circle the island and release the fog, if you will. Schooners are unarmed, mainly. Oh my goodness, we have fire. Mobilize. Why can't we mobilize the second one? Oh, population happiness is down. Why is that? Workers happy. Okay, so the workers are not really happy, mainly because of their need for a church. So if we can get the 25 tons of bricks required, I'm not going to build any more buildings that require bricks until we get the church. Which unfortunately includes our sailing shipyard. Now the reason it says sailing shipyard, not just shipyard, is because you can't upgrade to steam in this game, which is absolutely lovely. So we are having a blast. Don't mind that my city is on fire. We have it under control. So I'm also going to, let's go back out of blueprint mode because we have the timber for it. We're going to build another grip of farmer houses right across from the church, just like that. And I don't know what I think I do know actually what I want to do with this in front of here is I want to put some trees just like that. Perfect. Beautiful. Oh, I didn't even realize. I just went and looked over because I was looking at the main road and I realized that I've left a center for a railroad track later on for the oil, and the oil springs are way over here. They're all kind of tightly knit. They're all kind of close together. I wonder if we can get that with just one refinery. That would be lovely if we could get that with just one refinery. But then the railroad track would run across here, come down, and then in, and then it would have to go to an oil port. But if we look, there's actually space right here. So we can actually have our oil harbor on this side of the island and then just run a train line straight to it like that. That would probably even be better. So I guess now this triple wide road down the center of town is just for aesthetics. But if we're going to be just going on aesthetics, then yeah, I'll go ahead and make this one a double road. And that'll be kind of the cutoff. I will still be building. And I'm kind of reducing the effectiveness of this logging camp by doing that. But that's going to be like the upper limit. And I'm going to move these lumberjack huts. I think I'm going to move them up here. And put them just like that. And then we can move the sawmills, because the sawmills are kind of small buildings. We can kind of tuck them anywhere. And then now we have a warehouse in the middle of town that isn't being used. We can move it. And actually, that warehouse is perfect where it is. Never mind. So we are going to need a warehouse here for that guy. Just because, I don't know. Or what I can do is I can move him like this. And then he should be able to reach that. Yeah, he can. Awesome. So I'm actually going to demolish that warehouse. Perfect. So he can reach here. Awesome. And then he can reach there as well. This is missing goods. We can actually go ahead and do that right there. And then, boom. Wait, what is this production again? It's, oh, these produce 4 tons. Oh, they both produce 4 tons. So that should be perfect. I don't know why you're missing goods. You shouldn't be missing goods. Or they're just filling the input storage of this. That's what they're doing. Okay. So that's a little bit misleading. But we can now build the church. And now that we have the church, our workers should be getting happy. And now they're the only reason that they're not happy is their working conditions and soap. So the working conditions thing is not a big deal, because if you look, it's only a -4. And -4 at this point, when you look at the rest of their happiness stats in comparison, that's nothing. We got +3 from no pollution. We got +10 from the news, +17 for the luxury goods, and +5 for island peace, but only a -4 for working conditions. I will take that because they're still happy, and then this will be able to bring them up even further to where they can be upgraded to artisans. Beautiful. And the sailing shipyard needs 25 tons of bricks and 100 workers to work in it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to upgrade these. Perfect. Now we have an excess of 86 workers. But if we go and we look now, let's go ahead and make sure that we're still we're still out producing our sausages. Oh, we're actually getting close to our consumption on fish. We might have to open up one of the other fisheries. And our schnapps is actually, we are outpacing our our consumption is outpacing our production, which is not good. And our wheat and bread is fine. Our coal and iron, absolutely. Now, soap and beer, we do not have hops fertility on this island. Workers, they want a little bit of beer, you know, to let loose. The main problem is we do not have hops fertility. In order to bring beer, we will need, to conquer an island with hops fertility. For that, we're going to need ships. So, in order for the workers to get beer, they're going to have to build some ships. This is taking a little bit longer than I had thought. I do want to get steel beams online ASAP. So again, this is producing, what is it? 2 tons of steel per minute. And we have 33 tons of steel. This produces 4 tons of iron ore, and these each produce 2 tons of iron ore. So we're getting 4 tons of charcoal and 4 tons of iron ore in every minute. And it's only able to produce 2 of those. It's only able to take 2 tons of coal and 2 tons of iron and produce that into steel. Now this, we can build it, but it needs 200 workers. This one only needs another 100, but it will bring us on par with that. So now we're producing 4 tons of steel, which is consuming the 4 tons of iron and the 4 tons of coal. But then, we can bring this online, but we do not have the 200 workers required. That is going to be a bit of a problem. So, let's work on getting those workers, shall we? See who can upgrade. Everybody by the church. Let's do everybody around the church. Let's do these people behind the fire station. And then now we have a shortage of farmers. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a kind of long residential block right there. And we're going to fill that in slightly. We're actually going to downgrade one of these so that we can kind of stay. We're going to downgrade 2. Actually, we're going to downgrade 3. Because I want to make sure that we have a surplus of both. And right now 149 is really close to that 200 and it's growing. So that shouldn't be a problem. I just want to make sure that we're still producing all of this. So let's go in now. We're still out producing our flour. Our schnapps. That's one of the things that I wanted to fix now. We're going to need another potato farm. And I think the best place to do that is up here. This will give us, this produces, what is it? 2 tons, 2 tons. Okay. So this will bring us, I'm actually going to do I'm going to try my best to future-proof and make sure that we have what we need. Boom. Boom. And then right across, we're going to put 2 schnapps distilleries. And then these should be in range of that warehouse. As long as these 2 potato farms are in range of the schnapps distilleries and the schnapps distilleries are in range of the warehouse, we're fine. So now, if we go and look at our schnapps consumption, we have the capacity to produce 7 tons, but we have the capacity to consume 5 tons. So that is excellent. That is perfect for what we need. But as you can see, now we are missing a lot of farmer workforce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut 2 of these down to bring it only to 65. And then I'm going to take these and build all of these residences. And we're just going to kind of let that fill in. Because that should fill in right there. Are we at our limit for fish? That's the question. Yeah, we're actually out consuming. But we do still have a large surplus of 109 tons of fish. So